Hey, I'm Tony K, and welcome to the very first episode, and possibly the last, Turtles, 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 and more Turtles! Turtles. And today we actually aren't looking at Turtles, we're looking at the 2019 San Diego Comicon Neca exclusive Save Master Splinter Foot Clan Ninja set. Now here we can see the boxes that they're shipped in from Neca. I got 2 of the sets. That was the limit for ordering from the Neca store website. Inside the packages comes a packing slip. You cannot see that. That has my personal information. On the outside of the package there is a shipping label. Over there. You don't get to see that. I gotta remove it. There. Shipping label free. And inside the shipping package there is one thin layer of paper, one set of toys, one more thin layer of paper. If you're lucky and you order from me, you might even get one very used layer of bubble wrap. And we see identical packages. The Foot Clan Ninja head bandana. Too bad they didn't include a real bandana with this kit. That would be awesome. And inside this slipcover, one end is taped, one end is open. And let gravity do the work for us. One box set, front, back, side to side, top, and bottom. And we get the same thing in this other set. Now we are going to take a look at the tail of 2 shredders. Now in one of these packages, the helmet is misshapen. It's kind of curling up towards his mouth. Must be a soft rubber. And in the other package, the one that will be listed on eBay, the helmet and figure set that you will be getting, this side is curling less. The mask appears to be gumming down, and the top of the helmet is a bit askew. But now that I notice the askewness, this helmet is also a bit askew. So once I open up this package, we'll see how those helmet pieces actually feel. I'd originally thought I get 2 sets. I keep the set that looks the best, but I think for the sake of my eBay buyer, I will give them the set that I think looks the best. And zooming back out, there is no noticeable difference between the rest of the figures. In one of these sets, the dagger and sheath have fallen loose and are floating around in the package. So be warned and be wary as you open it. Little parts may come raining down. So setting aside our eBay buyer's figure set for their pristine condition, they may watch, or you, if you are the buyer, may watch as I open this turtle set that comes with 0 turtles. Taped on both sides. This is a very tight flap to open. There's a cardboard interior tray with a plastic interior tray inside of that. And let's see, we have Shredder's cape in a baggie back here. And a backdrop that looks like shipping crates and a fence. Shredder's cape. Metallic over a mesh fabric. Pretty neat. Metal hook, metal loop. Not the kind of emergency blanket foil I thought it was going to be. Better than I thought, I suppose. And our figures are held in with this twist tie. Accessories have plastic trays over them. And this box, it's a very glossy cardboard, similar to the artwork on the backdrop. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside. Maybe soft goods. Here we go. Nothing. It's empty. And this weapons rack seems to be held in with friction. Plastic with kind of a wood grain texture. Oh, and there are also some plastic ties holding in the arms and the legs. Oh, and Splinter's tail and legs are poking through holes in the back of the package. Looks like we had some stuff fall out already. And this tail is a very soft rubber. No wire or anything seems to be running through it, so you know, set Splinter on the ground, his tail is going to eventually warp, but it does kind of hold him up, gives him like a third leg. Behind the camera, that's where I belong. I'm sure the sound is now much louder or more clear. Let's see, articulation, what is that, a ball joint, or a weirdly shaped hinge and swivel. Here's a hinge on his toes, detail in his robes. Seems to have a single hinge on his elbow, a hinge and a swivel on his wrists. Looks like a universal on his shoulder. Not sure what he's got on the waist. Looks like it might be a ball joint in there, but it's going to be, the range is going to be severely limited because of the sculpt. Our Splinter was not doing any jumps or flips in these movies. Now, do these shackles come off? It looks like they would. If you just stretch this out enough. So depending on your display, maybe you're going to make a diorama for it. You may or may not have a scene where you want him in his shackles. He's got his ear that got sliced off. Forgot about that. Awesome detail from the movie. From the side, from behind. So getting him to stand is going to be some work. He's got tiny little paw feet, and he's got that soft rubbery tail. It's pushing him forward. Let's move him out of the way. Shredder. We'll look at some foot soldiers later. He's got glitter. He's got glitter. Nice texture on his outfit. Feet, hinge, and a swivel. Double jointed knee. Pretty stiff joint. Good luck. I've had Neca joints break. It was probably a KO. I've had KOs break, knockoffs. So knockoffs break. But official products, they also sometimes break. Dude, that's stiff. Maybe a hairdryer warms it up and frees it. I don't know. Alright, coming up. Well, you've got probably a ball joint in the waist. Not going to force it. This is seems like a soft rubber with a bit of fabric around the top. Wrist, hinge, swivel. The paint on Neca's figures tends to make the joints tight. He has a double jointed elbow, which should have a swivel. Seems to have a swivel at the top. I would not try to force a swivel at the bottom, although it might be there. If I look at the camera from time to time, I can make sure that we're centered and in focus. Shoulders appear to be hinge swivel or universal. Is there a difference between hinge swivel and universal? Ugh, yuck. Here's this floppy elbow. That's no good. That's a Neca figure. Zoomed in. Oh, hey, we can stay zoomed in while we look at the shoulder pads and the helmet. Yes, let's focus. So, we have the extremely turned in piece here. This is a super soft rubber. Oh my goodness, that's soft. I don't know if I'd risk using a hairdryer or a heat gun to try to straighten this. And back here on the back, who displays their figures from the back? Well, one with that looks this good from the back, maybe I would. Except we've got this divot in here from the soft rubber being in the packaging. So I guess watching the movie I get the impression that this is a hard metal, but it does look a lot like chainmail. Chainmail would be more flexible, but we want authentic. We want a hard helmet. Glued on. Okay, so you know, the fact that he put his helmet on crooked on both of the sets that I got in is too bad, I guess. I suppose if we heated this up, glue might come free, we might be able to take these pieces apart and reposition them, but that sounds like a lot of work that I might forget about, you know, this being crooked once I get this guy on display. Oh, there's a neck piece in here. It's like he's wearing a handkerchief around his neck. Covers the, oh, it must be a ball joint in the base of the neck. Oh, and this mouth guard comes off. So in the package, the one that the eBay buyer is getting, it just moves up to get into place. And it comes off to reveal his scarred and hideous face. And his handkerchief is coming up. Neckerchief, I should say, right? And there's this mask. Now this is a nice hard plastic with real screen material, like window screens, if you have screens on your windows. In the back there's a black plastic piece to hold the screen in place, and some divots on the sides. I'm guessing correlate to some divots near his ear, or what would be his ear. He's got robot ears. Shredder's a robot. I'm putting this back on. Is fiddly. There we go. Beautiful. That's the Shredder that I know and love. Set him off to the side. We've got two identical foot soldiers. We've got two we've got focus issues. Two identical foot soldiers. Since these figures are hand painted, you will see some differences in them, so it doesn't look like it's the exact same figure. Same articulation as Shredder. I'm not going to go over it. No neckerchief though. Bandanas, same sculpt. Thought it might be different. But let's move on to the accessories because we have action bandanas. So we have the accessories. We have action bandana. At least I'm guessing it's action bandana. Well, the Turtles came with action bandana. But there's only one action bandana for your two foot soldiers. However, with one action bandana and one relaxed bandana, you now have two completely different foot soldiers. Completely different. Then we also have foot soldier holding hands, left and right. And roll the dice hands. Roll the dice. We have two deadly size. One police baton. Sarah, I'm sure there's a martial arts name for this. Kubaton? I don't know, I'm just guessing. One axe that they used in at least one scene in the movie. We have a dagger and a sheath. I think this is the dagger that Shredder threw at the TVs. He could use some therapy. And Shredder has two dice throwing hands. One with deadly claws. And two holding hands. One with deadly claws. And we have one bow staff, which I think was in at least one scene in the movie. Foot soldier bow staff, that is. One ninja sword. Sure foot soldiers had ninja swords. And one double-ended silver-tipped spear staff, as seen at the end of the movie. One pair of studded nunchucks on chains. These look just like the nunchucks I had when I was 13. Remember, Mom? I got them in Kentucky. Thought they were illegal in Michigan. And one pair of nunchucks with black, posable wire. I need a water break. There. And we're back. Posable nunchucks. Might be good for recreating that scene where Shredder tries to stab Splinter and Splinter throws the nunchucks around the spear and throws Shredder overboard of the trash can. We'll put the weapons on the display stand. I need a diorama. I could make my own diorama. I want to, don't have the time or energy. I could pay somebody else to make my diorama, but then I wouldn't have enough money for toys. I think I'd hang the nunchucks at the bottom. Put the sharp things at top, so if they fall, somebody might lose a head. How am I supposed to put the knives on here, the size on there? I have no idea. Alright, nunchucks on one, size on the other. And that's how Grandma used to do it. Ninja Grandma. You know, I guess since I don't have any of these guys holding weapons, there are a few extras on the weapon stand. So if they hold weapons, then that'll free up some space on the stand. Alright, lots of extra accessories to go in a little baggie. Let's get these figures onto my display. Now I've learned a few things as I get these figures set up with my rest of my turtle figures. Just trying to articulate the double jointed knee on this foot soldier. It is super tight. It's soft Neca rubber. Not getting the motion that I need. Ugh, I'm forcing it. Finally came free. But man. Ugh. Didn't like that. Let's see. At least now it's loosened. And Splinter. This arm was stuck in the up position. And I was worried about damaging his shackles trying to get his arm down. So I opened his shackle and I noticed there's a hinge at the bottom. So that's pretty cool. Line up this pin. This pin is attached. It doesn't come out unless you break it. Was all that off camera? Let's see, let's say there's this hinge and this pin is attached unless you break it. And I had a heck of a time getting him to stand before. I think he's going to need a stand to help him stand if you want to get more dynamic poses. As a matter of fact, for all these guys, I don't feel like trying to get them into dynamic poses at the moment. I got a family waiting for dinner, making cheese omelets tonight. Oh, but I didn't show you the cape. So if we unclasp that, bring it around his shoulders. I think the cape is cool, but I think it hides too much of his other details. Depending on your diorama, maybe if you're recreating a scene from the movie or just something super epic, you might want this cape for it. Or if you get multiple Shredder figures, one with a cape, one without. but that cape takes up a lot of real estate. There does seem to be a wire on the sides of the cape to help articulate and pose it. There's that scene from the movie where the guys come out and tuck it back. Was it the Tatsu guy or whatever his name was? Ooh, I hope we get a figure of him. And I'm gonna finish setting these guys up for one final look. Okay, so my display needs a lot of work, but here we go. We can see our figures together. If you've already collected all of the Neca Ninja Turtles, perhaps you got the SDCC set from SDCC, the set from 2018, or you got the GameStop re-releases. Now here's the new SDCC 2019 set. And these figures will probably see individual GameStop releases as well, either late 2019 or early to mid 2020. But I think that's about everything I have to say on this figure set. Definitely more than I'd intended to say. Thank you all for watching. I hope you tune in again if the turtles, and more turtles ever returns.